Hello everybody, we're going to look into these hives right now and see how the bees are doing. And then we have this hive that I've already opened once this season. We're going to see how they're doing so far. And then we have a hive right back here that we're going to check in on. We haven't opened it yet, so here we go. Alrighty, so there's not a whole lot of activity up here, but it's cold out today, so they're probably all down low around the queen. I'm gonna pull out one of these because I'd like to see how much they're bringing in. It seems like last time they had brought in quite a bit of nectar already. So you can see there, they've already been capping. They are filling this frame up, and they're all busy. Looking like a good hive. Check this frame. Yep, I'm not exactly sure what's blooming, but something is. Or some things are, and they've been busy filling this up, capping some of it, as you can see right there. We're not going to disturb this hive too much, but I did want to see if I can get the frame that has the queen on it, just to see. Since the bees are working in here, I have no doubt that she's busy, but it would be really interesting to see how much she's laying. So. And again, I'm not going to disturb this box too much, but if I can point this down here. Let's try this again. Alright, let's point this down and see if I can get the bees in here. Well, you can kind of see. So right now they're all clustered up, and I'm going to turn, you can actually see. They're all clustered up down there, and I imagine the queen is probably somewhere in between, maybe on this frame, somewhere right in here. But yeah, I can feel the heat coming off of this, so I'm gonna work quickly and see if we can't find her real quick. All right. And they are definitely going to town, filling this box up with honey. And it looks like they're doing some cross comb in here as well, so maybe I'll see if I can kind of fix some of that real quick. Honey, that's all full of honey. Just set that to the side. More honey and some pollen. Here's some of the cross comb happening. It's not too much, so I'm just gonna let it go. All right, so finding some brood. This is where they're gonna be at. So there we go, we got brood, capped brood. We have a queen in here. No queen here. I see lots of pollen around the brood right here. Right in there. See if we see any eggs. Well, the sun's not really out very well right now to have some good light to see eggs, but they seem to be doing well. Let's see, I bet the queen is somewhere in here. No, they're all very concerned right now. It seems like they want to get back inside the warm hive, and I don't blame them. All right. She's gonna be on this next frame here. I haven't really had to use any smoke. They're very gentle today. Of course, they don't want to be cold, so they're more concerned about that than me. Well, where? No queen yet. I guess it's possible I overlooked her. Or she's on this frame. So they're doing a lot of fanning right here, right in this one. And from what I've read, they do that because they're trying to spread the queen's pheromone to tell the other bees that this is home. So maybe the queen is in here. Straighten that back out. This is such a small cluster of bees, I'm surprised I haven't found her yet. But she could be on the wall, I guess. One more time. So I'm seeing a bunch of new bees, and I'll see if I can kind of point one out. They're very fuzzy compared to the older ones. Well, I am seeing eggs, so I'm not worried that she's not here. But it's always nice to see her. Ah, here she is. All right. So she's nice and camouflaged, but see if I can get, there she is right at the tip of my hive tool. She looks good. She's going around checking. She's going around checking cells, seeing how they look. Let's see, she'll lay. Well, I don't want to keep her out too long, so we'll just say goodbye and let her get back to her things. This is all just comb. They get some nectar in here, but that's about it. It's all a bunch of drone comb there in the middle. all right here, and on this side in particular, you can see the difference between the worker size comb and then the much larger drone comb that they build. But I'm very happy with this hive. It seems to be doing well, and I'm expecting them to build up pretty big for this year. Maybe even get some splits off of them. So for the winter, I made these sugar cakes, and basically it's just some sugar with just a little bit of water. It turns into a brick, and that's there just to kind of help them out. They didn't use a whole lot of it. You can definitely see they did chew into some. You can see all the little bits kind of eaten away on top, but they really didn't get into as much, which hopefully means that I left them with plenty of honey last year and they were able to survive just on that, so that's a good thing. Alright, grab a couple of these tools and head over to this hive. In this hive I've definitely seen less activity than the other one, so I'm hoping that they're just being shy and not dead, but we'll see. So this black tar paper, it's roofing paper that you use to put under shingles, and the reason we use this is to catch a little bit of the sun's heat during the winter, just to kind of provide some natural heat to the hive. Of course, when the paper's on there, you can't get really to any of the boxes, so you just let them go and see how it goes the next season. Well, I do feel a little bit of warmth in there, so that's a good sign that there's somebody home. Well, I think we lost this hive actually. All the dead bees here. Pop out a couple frames and see what happened. Well, this is a bummer. So this is what it looks like. They're kind of frozen in time. We have, this frame has some honey. So they had some honey there. You know, these are, let's see. I don't know if the cluster just got too small or what, but a lot of dead bees in the bottom. Oh, man. Well, these two frames, I'm gonna bring them over here and then show you. We'll open them up over here so we can kind of see what's going on. See if any more. They got a lot of honey in here, even just down here in the bottom. Some honey still here. So it may have just been the cold that got them. Alright, so this cluster, I think a lot of times they say that a cluster should be like the size of a volleyball. So if you can imagine a volleyball on here, where can I put this? Anyway, if you can imagine a volleyball in here that might be a little bit wider than my hand, and you compare that to that circle of bees, that is not a very big cluster, especially for this hive, because it was a pretty big hive last year. So I have two frames here. The main part of the cluster is in between, so I wanted to keep them together before I open them up here. And maybe we'll find the queen and yeah, these guys, what a shame. So again, there's my hand. They're probably the size of a baseball. If we get in tight here, there's our queen. And she really doesn't look like she's been dead that long. I don't know if, where is she? There she is. They're not, they still feel kind of soft. It's almost like they just died. So maybe they got through the winter and just, the cluster couldn't get to the rest of the honey stores, or, man. But it's very eerie just to see them all kind of frozen in time, because any other time you see them, everybody's moving, everybody's dancing, and not the case here. And you can see how they're all just kind of clustered right around her. It's meant to keep her warm, but just didn't happen. So anything else I would look for is like if they were pooping inside the hive, which they don't do. They don't do when they're healthy, but they will do it if they are sick and diseased. And actually, on this side, you can see this is still brood. There's some larvae that are still in here. And if I open some of these up, maybe we'll see, yep, there's that white in there, that's a larva. Let's see if we see any, there's a baby bee that just didn't make it. So you can also see something that right in here, see all their butts? They were all, I don't know if they, I can't imagine that they starved. Maybe they just were so cold they couldn't get to the food and they starved. Maybe they were just so cold that they just couldn't, cold killed them, who knows. But I'm popping open some of these caps here, and you can see that some of these bees were fully formed. Well, that wasn't. That's, this guy looks like he or she, yeah, lots of larvae. Well, anyway, these things happen, so I think what I'm going to do now, because if we leave the wax out here, it's likely to so if we leave the wax out here, it's likely to attract wax moths, and they will destroy it and eat through it, and it will be a mess to clean up. So I'll either take some of these out and we'll freeze them, or we'll put them into the other hive in a new box and see if they'll clean them out, and we'll go from there. But unfortunate, but it happens. So anyway, that's it for today, and if you have any questions about anything I've done up here, you can leave a comment or let me know, and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.